welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share with you guys where this brother is actually crying out, calling upon people to come to the aid of Libya people. There is still slavery going on in these countries, and there are so many top countries sponsoring all of this thing that is going on. Guys, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel yet, do your girl a favor to subscribe, and let's dive into it.
Can someone explain to me how we still have slavery in 2025? This picture is not from a history book. This is happening today. Today, her name is Naima Jamal. Naima Jamal, that's her name. She's 20 years old. 20 years old. She is being sold into slavery in Libya. I don't need to remind everybody what's the demographic over there in Libya. This is happening in Libya. They are selling black people in Libya. Listen, if you're a young black woman and you ever wondered how much these people will sell you into slavery, your price tag will be $6,000. That's how much these people value a black woman's life. $6,000. I'm literally confused. How is this not international news? How is this not everywhere on the news? But we all know why. Because these are black people being sold. These are black people being sold. Nobody cares. Nobody cares when it's black people. Right now, I'm just want to find out what happened to her. What happened to Naima Jamal? Where is she? What happened to her?
We gotta talk about what is happening in Libya, because a 20-year-old woman is going through some of the worst things you could ever imagine. And all of that for only $6,000. This case includes a lot of distressing details, so if you cannot listen to it right now, I understand. This is one of the last pictures we have of Naima Jamal. For the sake of this video staying up and more people knowing about her case, I cannot show you all of it. But there you can see her restrained completely. Naima and countless people like her have been suffering at the hands of a trafficking group in Libya for months now. And now if her family is not able to pay $6,000, she will be auctioned as a slave. Both Naima and her boyfriend are originally from Ethiopia, and they were taken shortly after they arrived in Libya. And ever since then, they have been held captive in a warehouse in the southern city of Kufra. Naima had traveled to Libya via smuggling groups from a village in the Ethiopian region of Oromia in a bid to reach Europe. But now her family back home is being threatened constantly, and they are being sent videos of her being hurt in atrocious ways. In the latest video they have received, you can see her being shackled to a chain dangling from the ceiling. She cries as she is hurt with a rod and doused in water. Another image the family received was the image I showed you in the beginning. Refugees in Libya founder David Yambio, who has been in contact with Jamal's family, said that they don't have anybody to turn to. Demanding $6,000 from someone in a remote village in Oromia, let alone a working-class African, is an unimaginable situation. He also said that the family is incredibly scared of coming forward with the story because they fear that the captors will hurt her even more. They believe the traffickers are spying on them, which is very common. They immediately warn you. If you share their number or any information, they will harm your loved ones. To somebody in a privileged position, $6,000 might not seem like the end of the world, but to people who have nothing, it is impossible to even get a fraction of that money. Unfortunately, her case is not the only one. Thousands of refugees who arrive in Libya every year in the hope of boarding a boat to Europe, a better life, are then abducted and held for ransom. Libya is a key transit country for refugees, often from sub-Saharan Africa, with 760,000 estimated to have arrived as of July 2024. This is not the first time we've seen such horrific material emerge from Libya. Diana Eltaway, Amnesty International's Deputy Director for the Middle East and North Africa, said, "It is common for traffickers to provide phones to individuals that they're holding captive to call their relatives, acquaintances, or networks to ask for money to secure their freedom. And during these phone calls, individuals would be subjected to various forms of horrific violence." Yambio also said that if the families are not able to pay, which is the case a lot of the time, these captives will be sold as slaves in neighboring towns. There is a chain of business. It's like auctioning. If you don't pay earlier, then they send you to another human trafficker, where then your price is much higher, and the pain you're subjected to is unimaginable. LTOA has said that there's also cases of unalivings in captivity, mass graves, and individual graves of suspected refugees and migrants are uncovered in Libya on a fairly regular basis. In March last year, a mass grave containing the bodies of at least 65 people believed by the UN International Organization for Migration to be refugees was uncovered in southern Libya. Thousands have disappeared without their families knowing where they are, without being able to properly mourn them and bury them. So it is an unfolding human tragedy that has been playing out publicly in front of the world's eyes without any real pressure on the Libyan authorities. And we all know why the international community does not care about this. These are African refugees and these are Black people. The international community will never care. And then there's also the fact that state actors are also complicit in this. The Libyan Coast Guard, which is trained and equipped by the European Union and member states, have long intercepted refugees attempting to cross the central Mediterranean and sent them to unofficial detention centers. They are held in prolonged detention and subjected to torture, SA, forced labor. It is being said that in 2024, the Coast Guard intercepted and returned 20,000 people, up from 17,000 in 2023. Naima is being held in Kufra, which is under the control of the powerful Libyan Arab armed forces, led by Eastern Libya commander and de facto ruler Khalifa Haftar. LTOA has said that they present themselves as defenders of refugees and migrants. You frequently see social media posts of armed groups affiliated with LAAF liberating individuals from these traffickers. After their liberation, though, they go to detention centers that are essentially run by the Department for Combating Illegal Immigration, where the cycle of abuse continues. Human rights groups have repeatedly highlighted the role of EU funding and support in rights abuses perpetrated against refugees in Libya. A UN fact-finding mission in March of 2023 concluded that the EU had aided and abetted Libyan authorities' crimes against migrants through its bolstering of the Libyan Coast Guard and funding of Libyan border management programs. So as you guys can see, there are multiple groups of people who have all the same goal, money and nothing else. These people go to Libya because they have issues in their own country. May it be poverty, may it be corruption, may it be violence, may it be war. Naima and thousands like her just want what we take for granted, safety and security. They put their trust into the hands of these people who then exploit and hurt them. And once they are freed by authorities, people they're supposed to trust, these authorities continue the abuse. And while they do so, they are being funded by the countries they're trying to get the safety that they want. This is the reality of millions of people that a lot of countries don't want you to know about.
So they found out her name. Her name is Naima Jamal. Naima Jamal. Do not forget that. Naima Jamal. This is in reference to the Ethiopian woman whose picture is doing the rounds on social media right now, who was photographed in Libya being sold for $6,000. In the picture, you can see her. She's hog-tied. There are a bunch of other more Black people behind her, and they're being sold. And her name, they found out who she is. Her name is Naima Jamal. Now, the reason I'm making this video, I'm not going to upload the image, obviously, because Black trauma, I'm tired of spreading that shit. But the reason I'm having this conversation is a couple months after, what's his name, Gaddafi fell, this became a thing. Back then, Black Africans were being sold for $400. $400. Fast forward 2025. Not only has it has thrived to where inflation has, now they're being sold for $5,000, $6,000. That's how much Naima is being sold for. Which brings me to my next thing is, this is, you know, when I talk on my lives, I keep saying we need to learn how to use people of other races who want to help us. Let me give you an example. Can you imagine if right now, if we found 2 Jewish women and 1 Jewish man, and we took them to, like, there's parts of Libya you can go to where it's safe. So we go as a community, Black, you know, we get 2 white Jewish women and 1 Jewish man, and we go to Libya together. They're on our team, right? And then we tie them up. The reason I say Libya is because of geolocation, geotagging. It needs to be seen that it was taken in Libya. We tie up these 2 Jewish women and 1 Jewish man the same way and take a picture of them and upload it to the internet for sale. Watch how quickly Israel will come in and shut down the slave market. But no other African country is willing to do this for their people. Nigeria, if she's out, we have not heard a single word from the Ethiopian government. Not a single word. And that's I'm tired, man. I really am. Like, I wish I could go online and not and just be carefree, like do Dennis and all these. Because one thing is clear: every time I've built a platform online, regardless of where it is, I've always had a big following and I've always gone viral. From TikTok to Reddit, like I've made I've had the #1 post on Reddit like 4 times in a row. I've had, like, the only app that I've never gone viral on is Twitter. That for like, I've gone viral on other. My point here is, every single time I start creating a platform, I get followers, I get people that come, and then eventually I start to try to, like, I can never, no matter what I start doing, type of content I start doing, it always ends up being this kind of content, and I'm tired, man. Like, not.
Like, seriously, Lovelace. Like, oh my goodness. So in 2025, this is just a few months to 2025. There is still slavery. People are being still sold for $6,000. Black women. And nobody's even talking about it. Because of what? Because it's black women. That is because black people. That is because this is black people suffering. So nobody cares. So let's just assume that is something that is happening in Nepal or whatsoever that is not black people. You will see the way at which the media is covering it. When the media were supposed to also cover other things that is happening to other people, because these people are human beings. Something like this is happening and it's not covered anywhere in the media. Something like this is happening and nobody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about free Libya, free this, free that. But let's just assume that it has to do with people by the other side. Oh my goodness, the internet will just be in a shaky. This is what black people are talking about. This is what Dr. Umar is talking about. When he says they don't care about us, they don't care about you, leave them alone. Let them fight their fight alone. This is what Dr. Umar was talking about. And some people were even calling him names. Some Arab people even came for him, were like, you don't want your people to help us. Like, who is going to help his own people? Who is going to help people of Libya? Who is going to help Congo? This something is going on in Congo. And the thing is that they even have to block any means of communication, any means of, internet connection in Congo. I have a very close person in Congo that every time I don't even know what to do anymore. And the worst is that the media is not even, they're not talking about it. They're not talking about it. But let's just assume that it has to do with people, other people of color. Oh my goodness, the media will break through. This is it. This is one of the reasons why when you see a black person coming out, becoming so agitated, speaking out, screaming at the top of their voices, people tend to like, oh my God, you just want to be oppressed so much. Oh my God, why are you shouting? Oh my God, why are you doing things out of proportion? This is the reason why. This is the reason why. Imagine a woman. Imagine the women in question. And nobody is talking about it. No media is out there to advocate. It's not even in any international news or whatsoever. Because nobody cares about these people. Nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about people of Congo. Nobody cares about people of Libya. Nobody cares about a black woman. They don't care. They see you as a superwoman automatically. It's either you lose or you don't. This is the problem we have in a society like this. In a society whereby some people are treated differently from the other people. And you tell some people not to agitate. You tell these people not to cry out. You tell these people not to seek for reparation. You tell these people not to cry. How would you keep, doing things to make someone cry, and you don't want this person to complain? You don't want this person to cry. When I came across this video, I was like, was this just a new thing? Or is it something that happened years ago? And it came to my notice that this is just happening in 2025. In 2025, slavery is still alive and well. What am I even saying? There's a case that happened, was it last year? these two couples decided to go and adopt innocent underage people and were using them until someone was just passing through the neighborhood and heard a cry. That's how these neighbors of theirs have to go peep and see that people that looks like me are actually underage people that looks like me are being used for slavery. And these two couple who happens to come out to look like all innocent, are they like they adopted them? What am I saying? This is the reason why it's as if people that looks like me keep on complaining. This is the reason why. Like, anyway, lovelies, when I saw this, I was like, nobody's talking about this. The media don't even know about this. Congo is suffering. Women are suffering. You know, people really need to know what is happening in this planet Earth. So if people that looks like me comes out to complain and to try to like express themselves and how frustrated they are, you shouldn't blame them. These are the reasons. Anyway, lovelies, please share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Let's just try as much. There's nothing we can do, but we just need to let people know that something like this is happening. In case everyone is just trying to pretend they don't know about this. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Share this video and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Now, if you're here to do that, like and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.